Good evening, everyone. Distinguished guests, respected professionals, fellow engineers, architect, member of BEAWorld, our collaborating organizations, and all participants joining us from Bangladesh and around the world. Assalamu alaikum and very warm welcome to everyone. It is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you to BEAWorld Webinar Session number 90, organized by uh, 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 BEAWorld and in collaboration with EAB. I am Engineer Mridul Hasan PEng, Head of Water and Lead Structural Engineer at EQMS Consulting Limited, and Assistant Professor and Adjunct Faculty at Department of Architecture, Southeast University. I am honored to serve as moderator of today's session. Ladies and gentlemen, before beginning, today we are going to discuss a subject that is extremely important, particularly from industries, high-rise building, chemical plant, manufacturing facilities, commercial establishment, and any environment where emergency response can literally become a matter of life and death. Our topics today is how does incapable and substandard equipment make emergency response operation ineffective. When we talk about emergency preparedness, we often focus on procedures, training, manpower, emergency plans, fire drills, and command structure. But there is another critical question we sometimes overlook. What happens when equipment and emergency response depend upon inadequate, incapable, poorly maintained, or simply not fit for the intent purpose? An emergency response system is only as strong as its weakest critical component. Imagine having highly trained firefighters but inadequate breathing apparatus. Imagine having an emergency response team but unreliable communication equipment. Imagine having a well-prepared emergency plan but rescue equipment that cannot perform under actual emergency condition. In such circumstances, even a high competent response team may become ineffective. And that is why today's discussion is particularly relevant. Now, it is my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker, Mr. Faisal Ahmed. Mr. Faisal Ahmed brings with him more than 2 decades of experience in safety, fire protection, emergency response, and having industrial operation. He worked for more than 20 years with National Titanium Dioxide Crystal before moving to Tronox Inc., an American chemical manufacturing company located in Saudi Arabia. During his career to Tronox, he achieved his position of safety specialist, gaining extensive experience in industrial safety, fire management, emergency management, and process safety. His professional experience covers areas including safety management system, fire management system, emergency management system, hazardous materials response, incident command, firefighting, emergency operations, electrical safety, incident investigation, behavior-based safety, gas testing, and industrial fire prevention protection. He is also certified in several specialized areas, including command, emergency operation, center operation, firefighter 2, hazard technician 2, train the trainer, behavior-based safety, authorized gas testing, electrical safety, and incident investigation, among others. One aspect of Mr. Faisal Ahmed professional journey that I find particularly impressive is the contribution to safety innovation. In 2040, he received Safety Innovation Award for developing a mini breathing apparatus designed to interlink and support multiple users simultaneously for extended maintenance and resource operation. This is very important example for how practical experience in emergency response can lead to innovation that directly address real operational challenge. He has also contributed to development of emergency response procedure and has extensive experience in industrial fire and emergency response. After returning to Bangladesh in 2020, Mr. Faisal brought with him extensive international industrial experience and has contributing to development of safety and emergency response capacity in Bangladesh. Currently, he served in several professional capacities, including managing partner of fire and safety management, safety collaborator of chemical process industries, director of Safety Awareness Foundation, and as a trainer and technical consultant in the field of fire and safety. He has also collaborated with organization and institution including BEAWorld, FSCD, CTTC, PGR, LZED, PWD, BSTI, Walton, Stanford University, and Bangladesh University of Health Science, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topics is not simple about whether equipment exists. It is about whether the equipment is capable, suitable, reliable, maintained, accessible, and fit for purpose. This is why today's discussion is extremely important for engineers, safety professionals, facility managers, industrial operator, emergency response, policymaker, and decision makers. I believe Mr. Faisal Ahmed's extensive practical experience will provide us with valuable insight into this very important issue. So without taking much more of your valuable time, it is now my great pleasure to invite you, our distinguished speaker, Mr. Faisal Ahmed, to share his expensive experience and insight on how does incapable and substandard equipment make emergency response operation effective. Mr. Faisal Ahmed, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. I hope that I'm audible. Am I?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. I would like to appreciate and deeply thanks to those who participated in this program, and they managed their precious time and being with us here. So, salute to you. Thank you very much for attending. And whatever that you have spoke, regarding persons, that always there are something that cannot be shown because it's done. I mean, it's past. So let me show myself in a different way, that who actually I were and how many pattern of an activities that I was carrying in the industries. I'm a certified diver. You can see that I was under the Red Sea about 60 feet, which is a very deep, and that is the deepest area that I had actually approached. So, and there are a lot of other activities that time to time I was actually doing. All I have done when I was young, and I have grown now. So all I have now to share my knowledge and experience that I had occurred, so it can be benefited for others. And this is my certificate that when I was very, very young, it was obtained, and still it is valid. So here in Bangladesh, maybe I will not be practicing much. Yes, you have spoke about the innovation award that I have received. Something that I would like to share about myself, that I have a technical skills, alhamdulillah. With that, I have defeated more than 300 safety professionals from US, UK, France, Australia, Brazil, Netherlands, China, India, Saudi Arab, and more. Because we have around 18 affiliates where all the safety professionals participated on this project, and it is called Crystal's Brilliance Award. So among the crystal facilities, I mean, we have this huge manpower and affiliations. So everybody from every plant, every country that we have a plant, they contributed in this Crystal Brilliance Award, and I became the first prize holder. So this was the certificate that I received for a winner. And next session, because of honor, they put me as a judge, where Mr. Talal Shire, he is the chairman of Crystal, and he became a Tronox later. So he had appointed me to become a judge. So you can understand an individual how he is valuable for the organizations, are recognized by the organization chairman to be in the judging panel. Yes, all I have done, now I'm retired fireman, but I have seen it, I have smelled it, I've touched it, and I heard it, and I've stepped in it. So I did a firefighting, and I was in the challenging area where hazards and risks and chaos, all the scenarios is there. Most dangerously, that we were dealing with chlorine, titanium tetrachlorides, carbon monoxide, and many other challenging chemicals and gases. And some of the gases are actually unnoticeable with a human sense. So yes, we were in the atmosphere, but there was no incident I have gone through, or we did not allow anybody to become a victim of that. So that was the things that we just wanted to share. Okay, before I start my main topics of discussion, I would like to inform that the information contained in this presentation is intended solely for the knowledge sharing purpose, and it is based on documents available within the public domains and the business portal. However, I do not endorse or promote acquisition on particular individuals or entities whatsoever, but asking professional questions on the current practices and the performance only. So highlighting safety concern, whatever and whenever, or whenever or whatever, unsafe act or conditions is observed, then professional behavior based on moral duty and ethical responsibility to raise voice so that corrective actions or improvement can be achieved. So, of course, this corrective action and improvement has to be done by the decision makers or whoever in the positions. It's not us. We can just only raise the voice and we can only talk, and maybe they can consider. Introduction of this discussion, we must remember proper standard and code, including the knowledge, skills, verifiable experience, training, certification, authorization, and competency for individuals sharing position of decision making and planning in safety, fire, and emergency response are crucial. The safety, fire, and emergency response equipment are considered as a life critical for its purpose and functions. Therefore, safety, fire, and emergency equipment must be meeting with a specific safety standard for its integrity and performance confirmed by the authentic testing and certification body. So that has to be there in the mind. So critical safety concern that when we talk about in industrial sectors or industrial arena, standard have the power to save lives. We believe that because if you do not have the instructions and proper SOPs and other things, then there is a possibility of incidents. So, but only if there are authentic, accurate, and complete. So it means it must be proper, it must be accurate, and it must be complete. You cannot be just, yeah, you might have a good procedures, but it is a halfway. So talking 10 sentences will not be enough. Maybe you require a book. So unfortunately, in this era, the increases of unauthorized safety trainer, unauthorized safety or fire consultant, non-standard and counterfeit or substandard, okay, product are major safety concern. And we have seen an increase as sellers, mainly many vendors actually, they're pushing themselves being an expert or their bugs. That means those are not a product. We will not call them as safety or fire products. Rather, we will call them a bugs in marketplace. So because they don't have any idea what they are talking, they don't have any experience, they don't have authentication or authorizations. So we should be very much careful of those people. The real world implications are struck. Facility owners using a fake or substandard means in the field. Why they do so? Because of these sellers. Because of these sellers, they just show them many things and they adopt it. And it's a very poor calculation between the judgment and the requirement. So this critical safety concern, we have to think twice that we should not be taking any risk to the equipment or our knowledge. As you can see a picture, it shows spider nets, and it is crushed, and the poor spider is falling down. So just to show you that if that creature is standing its own, then it's safe. But the time it falls, it means incident. So the picture that you are seeing, it is a Bhopal facility where there was incident happened, and it is the worst incident that has occurred, and more than 10,000 people died. So how the incident actually happening in industrial incidents or industrial area or anywhere? So first things that we consider process or productions. So if you have a market or you have an office or you have an industry, this is what we call process or productions. Then you have SOPs or standard operating procedures or production requirements and production equipments and other products. And then you are having a reliability. Why the reliability? Because there are integrity. There are departments, or many departments are working together. So you feel that there are reliability and actions and moving and incomes is there. People are working and they are getting their salaries. So where the problem is start? Problem start here. A fellow, when they are communicating, instructions say something, people understand something else, and people communicate something else. Like the picture, it shows an individual is telling a square, the other individual thinking it is a triangle. So if individual is telling a square and his understanding is triangle, then the problem starts. Then when the problem starts, then failure happens. So this is a very simple idea for you to understand how the incident actually is occurring. So there are thousands or millions of words in this area, okay? Because we have just simplified very quickly from process SOP and reliability instructions and the failure. And then finally incident happened. So life-critical functions actually depend on the statement emphasizes that this equipment is not just about convenience, or it is not a decorative, as you can say,
সরি আমি শুনতে
or
পাচ্ছি না,
it
আপনারা কি শুনতে
comforts.
পাচ্ছেন?
আমি একটু
জি
বলেন।
আমরা শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
আমরা শুনতে পাচ্ছি
শুনতে পাচ্ছি, খুব ভালো করে শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
Okay,
পরিষ্কার।
So when we say it is convenience or comfort, like safety equipments or fire equipments, they are not sometimes convenience or comfort. They are not decorative items. They are challenging equipments. They are life-saving equipments. It is about saving the lives and preventing harm. So these equipments are not easy equipment. These are not you cannot match with any equipment in the whole world. Okay, with you cannot compare the safety or fire equipment with those things, because during emergency your iPhone will not work. Yeah, it might going to give the information or communications, but in real life scenario, incident or fire zone, it will not work. Okay, so this is why fireman has a different communication protocols and equipments also. So this is why any other items will not be causing the saving. So it's a proper functioning and an essential use of emergency situations is very much crucial also. The specific safety standard, when we talk about specific safety standards, to ensure these life-critical functions, the equipment must be meeting specific safety standard for production, integrity, quality, and the performance. This standard sets benchmark for performance, reliability, and effective of fire safety product. So this we need to understand these standards set benchmark. So benchmark on a performance, reliability, effectiveness. Code and standard, I just want to highlight small portions that, for example, firefighting pump, portable pumps, safety and performance requirement to test. We talk about EN 14466, 2005. For your information, there are no portable pump in the world complying to UL. Okay, UL listed pump, when you talk, those must be stationary or pump. They are fit in the vehicle, firefighting vehicle or aircraft, firefighting vehicle, and etc. So it is mainly for a stationary type, not a portable type, which is a carryable and transferable. Then there are standard called FAMA, TC024. It is a specific for the fire pump. And then NFPA 1901, standard for automated fire apparatus. When we talk about standard for automated fire apparatus, it means it is for fire truck, it is for TTL, it is for APL, ladder trucks, all movable firefighting vehicles. And then NFPA 20 and OSHA 29 CFR 1910-156, the standard for installation and stationary pump for fire protections. So with due respect, all engineers, whoever is involved in firefighting system, please, I'm requesting, okay, do not just consider NFPA 20, do not consider your RSC, or do not just consider NIRAPON or any other standard. You need to refer back to OSHA 19 CFR, that 1910-156, because this will give you the safety informations, like where you will put your fire pump, what is the safety distance, what is the measuring, and other safety instructions. NFPA will never give any safety instruction. NEPA will tell you how the equipment, what are the equipment, what are the integrity of equipment, and that's it. But to install, just to give you a small idea that we see a lot of industrial fixing, like a firefighting, stationary monitor, or foam monitors and other things, or even the pipings and other things. They just do a zigzag, and sometimes it is elevated on the ground, and it might be a tripping hazard. Those people do not have any idea what they are doing. Okay, they just put it and that's it. Because yes, they follow the NFPA 20 or NFPA 14 or any other NFPA standard, but they never consider, or they do not consult with the OSHA 29 CFR 1910 or 156. So this is very, very important. Please remember to accommodate both, because one will indicate what are the equipments, how we will install, and this and that, and others will give you the safety information for the places and distance and hazards calculation and other things. Then NEPA 1500 is standard for fire department, OSH, fire department OSH. That means fire department also have a safety, occupational safety, health, and wellness and program. So they need to also adopt this, because if they do not go through their safety program, they cannot be safe. And if they are not safe, and we are not safe, whole Bangladesh is not safe. So that's why we want fire service to adopt their safety program within themselves in order for them to be safe. So we will be peace on mind that, okay, if they are safe, we are safe. If they are not safe, we are not safe. It's very simple. Then NFPA 600 is a standard for a facility fire brigade. So then fire brigade, how they will put their facilities, what is the design patterns and other things. I'm not sure in Mirpur, there are the fire brigade head office. They are now structuring their head office. And I'm not sure if the facility fire brigade standard has been considered, or if they have referred to the calculation or not. I'm not sure. Anyway, NFPA 1961 standard on a fire hose. NFPA 14 and 1964 is for hose system. NFPA 14 is a hose system for a branch pipe and any other mechanism which is going through. And another one standard specific for spray nozzle and appliances. So this you just cannot. I mean, it is not good to refer one standard and then you feel that you are safe. No, there are many things. It will not be. You cannot find all the knowledge in one book. Just remember that. So certification, when we talk about a certification, following these standards or meeting them in is not enough. The equipment must also go through the testing and certification process to verify that it actually meets the required merits of the standards. This adds an extra layer of assurance for consumers and authorities to rely on them. So this has to be very much important. Sometimes, I just wanted to add a little bit here, sometimes the certificate is not enough, because people are forging them or faking them or copying or tampering them. So if you want to make sure if the certificate is authentic, you go one step further. And what is that? You ask the same individual to provide you the test certificate from the third party where it has been tested, and he will be get caught. If that certificate is not authentic, then there will be no trace back, because testing facilities will always keep the record, and their records will show what they have tested, what parameter they have tested, what they have done, what they found, details information you will find. If you say that, okay, provide me EN certificate or UL certificate, I mean, I'm sorry, I do not want to say a bad word, but this UL certificate, yes, it has given you a UL certificate, but who tested it? Now, UL in China is different than UL in America. Do you know that? But many people are thinking, oh, UL is just the same. No. UL China can be biased. UL India can be biased. And UL in Bangladesh is dangerous. Okay? I repeat, UL China is unreliable. UL India is also unreliable. And UL in Bangladesh is dangerous because they shake their hand with a business syndicate. So they are giving the certificate to RFL and other people, fire doors and other things. And I'm not sure in future on, I will not be surprised by seeing the fire equipments which are mainly produced here and there are no standard. In Bangladesh, show me one standard body is telling uh, uh, how they have to produce things. So we don't have those benchmark. So how they are producing it? Okay, if I'm following etc. Code and standard, the second question will arise that, am I authorized? Did they give me the authorizations to use their documents? Can I prove that, okay, it is meeting? Actually, even sometimes BUET is certifying fire doors, and I don't know how they are doing it. So yes, we have to be very careful on this. Certificate means something, but not everything. So how we will think that to save lives and prevent damages? Capability to save lives and prevent damages. Ultimately, the purpose of all this ensures that standard equipment can effectively perform its intended functions during the emergencies. So if they are not functioning, then it will not work. It will be like a decorative and it will not be uh, effective. So this includes saving lives, preventing properties damage, and minimizing environmental impacts. We know that, but how the challenges are that you have already a little bit idea about those. So in corporations, in simpler terms, that safety, fire, and emergency response equipment are not just any product. They are essential tools for protecting what matters the most during the emergency. Product quality, reliability, and effectiveness are paramount and compliant to a strict standard. And performance certification are must be available to ensure product can do their job properly, including the test certificate. Please remember. So benefit when we go through these things, there are huge benefits. The benefit components are protecting lives. The first benefit is protecting life, property, and environment during the emergency. Increased life safety. Authentic equipment is rigorously tested and meets the strength safety standard, ensuring it functions reliability when lives are at stake. This can mean difference between the life and death in fires, medical emergency, or natural disasters. So again, it depends on equipment and how to use or who is using, if they have knowledge and etc. So reduced property damage. How you will do that? Reduced property damage standard certified and properly functioning equipment can help contain fires, mitigate the effects and incidents, and protect property from damaging during the emergency. Again, it's referred to the equipment again, because if you're going to the war and if you do not have a good gun, okay, if you do not have a proper tools for fighting, that you're lost. That's it. It's very simple. This translates to a lower repair cost and quicker recovery times. So this is very important also. Faster response time, it can achieve a faster response time. Reliable equipment helps emergency responder to do their jobs effectively and leading to faster response times for mitigation and potentially saving lives and minimizing damage or further damages or further escalation of a fire also. So enhance peace of mind. So if you want to be relaxed, so and knowing that you have authentic equipment in place fosters a sense and security that preparedness and reducing anxiety and promoting well-being and confidence. So if you buy products, if you have a good standard equipment, reliable equipment, updated equipment, okay, then you can be peace in your mind. Now we are going to move in the conflicts of discussions, as we have done some observations, or we have observed something that has to be highlighted. So far, has not been highlighted. Like BNDC rules 2022 20 page, you can see 4947 clause number had mentioned NFPA 10 standard for portable fire extinguishers in 2007 edition. So page 2921 clauses 4.4 for portable fire extinguishers, how they should be. So it is clearly mentioned that page number so and so, okay, clause 4 and 4.4.2, in accordance with the occupancy hazard specification of the manufacturers and guidelines set by NFPA 10. Who mentioned that? BNBC. Okay. The minimum number of portable fire extinguisher and different classes and other things. Then I'm not going to go further deeper. You can see that it is clearly stated the fire extinguisher must be meeting with NFPA 10. It means UL list. Now, what we have in our practice and in entire country, we do not have this product. This is a fact. Okay, BNBC have given us instructions that we have to meet NFPA 10 fire extinguishers, which is on a UL listed. You can see in our right side, product name Stanley, I think, and this is the marking. On a left side, it is BAS standard, kite marks, LPCB, and MET certification. See that there is a WIL, and CE is conformity Europe. So all these markings are actually assuring the European standard, and UL standard, which is referring to the, it's actually not very far from each other. I mean, if they do not use UL listed, if they use BS standard or EN standard equipment, comparatively, it's not that bad. It's both are actually in the standard. Both are standard product and good equipment. So this is the reality we have in Bangladesh. The substandard product. Why we call it substandard? Because BNBC did not mention us to use equipment as it's available in our market. And many name, there is a product named Morgan. This is a fake material, fake identity. Morgan is a British company, and in Bangladesh, a owner here put his name, his business name Morgan, and he produced fire extinguisher in China. It is said made in China. Now, if you go to China website or go to China embassy and ask them, do you have a Morgan company in China? They will say no. If you ask them, okay, if there are company called Wildfire in China, they will say no. Typhoon, maybe it is their brand. maybe they will say yes. Now, the question is, this welfare, Morgan or etc., A, B, C, D, whatever name is, some people, they are very good businessmen here in Bangladesh. They go to China, they convince factories or industry, they make MEU, they produce product, and they put the sticker, whatever the sticker or the name the Bangladeshi owner wants, they put that, and that's it. It becomes China, made in China product. Actually, there is no trace. There is no industry. There is no industry. I mean, there is it just produce, tailoring shop, you can say. So the substandard product against BNBC rules, but having BSTI, ISO recognition. Okay, BSTI is giving them approval. Based on what? Are they testing body? Yes, in Bangladesh, yes, they are testing body authorized by the government. But they're not testing body for fire and safety equipment. Okay, the fire and safety equipment, they require authorizations and knowledge and other things. Okay, they are actually having a different philosophies. ISO standard is actually authorizing the industry, not for the product. ISO is not for the product certification. It is a process or production facilities certification. That means it is recognition for the organizations, not for the product. Please note that. And Department of Explosive providing approvals for importing these equipments to Bangladesh. So now, my question is, does Department of Explosive doesn't know that we have DNBC rules? Does our authority does not know that we have instructions in the DNBC rules mentioning that what type of fire extinguisher is required and what type of fire extinguisher should be used? Okay, so how they allow this substandard equipment to get into Bangladesh? So it remains a big question. I hope that new government, they will take care of these issues. Okay, let us move. Okay, so how you will know your substandard products? Once again, if you see a fire extinguishers type ABC and written weight 5 kg, that's it. This is the benchmark. If you see a fire extinguisher, the weight is 5 kg, straight away you know it is a fake or it is substandard equipment. It is not according to NFPA. It is not according to EWL. It is not according to CE marking or other things. These are substandard totally. And what is content inside? When it is a substandard, you don't need to go after that. We have a story it was a very interesting. Someone purchased a fire extinguisher from Old Dhaka, and then he used it. And when he used on a fire, the fire flame has actually escalated or increased. And then they were surprised why I am spraying a fire extinguisher and it is increased. Later on when they make the investigation, what they found? They found it was filled by flour, wheat flour. আটা দিয়ে রাখছিল এটার ভিতরে, আটা দিয়ে ওটার গ্যাস চার্জ করে দিয়ে দিছিল. So you can imagine how dangerous people we have, and for money they can do anything. Okay. Observation 2, a helmet. Okay. Observation 2 is an industrial helmet and firefighting helmet. As you can see, OSHA has defined what are the criteria should be meeting with a industrial safety helmet. And NFPA has also introduced, enforced under OSHA and also NFPA and ANSI. So all these people have spoke about how you will put what is the integrity, what is the requirement, what is the minimum strength required, industrial helmets are actually two categories. One class G, which is 2200 voltage resistance ability for 1 minute, and class E hard hit helmets should withstand 20,000 volt for 3 minutes. Okay, this benchmark is defined, but we have a smart people here in Bangladesh. I do not want to put their name. You can find out the BDS code who is using. You will know. Okay, maybe you have to go through the Google and you will find it. I do not want to spell. So what they have mentioned, industrial safety helmet, on the left side, it is specifies the requirement regarding material, construction, workmanship, finish, performance, requirement of helmet intended to provide protection against falling object or other hazard. And this is what they define if industrial safety helmet should be. And most interestingly, they also have instructed for fireman helmet, firefighters, what type of helmet they should use. And interestingly, it is just a similar again. It lays down the requirement regarding the materials of construction. Okay, what type of material of construction? If you are the authority and body, you should say it is made of thermoplastic, it is made of carbon fiber, it is made of glass fiber. You have to mention. If you go through the details in OSHA standard or NEP standard, they will give you the material of constructions, what can be used, what is the parameter, and etc. And you become a very smart here in our country, in Bangladesh, that you are putting that regarding materials, constructions, okay, workmanship, finish, what type of finish it is required, we don't know. Weight, what is the weight, we don't know. Performance of helmet, what type of performance you want, we don't know. For a fire and civil defense personnel, oh my God, now they are dictating the civil defense personnel what type of helmet they should use. What I mean, these people has to be detained first. I mean, I'm really sorry. They have to be answered properly. Why they have? If they do not have knowledge, they can ask for a knowledge. They can buy a knowledge. They can bring a a consultant from America if they don't have. They can bring anybody. They can hire Bush, okay, or Trump for a money. Why not? But making yourself a fool and you think that everybody is fool in the world, no, it's not like that. I feel bad because not they are enforcing us, they are also enforcing our ancestors or our upcoming generation. Okay, they are suffering me. I'm an old man. Okay, I don't know how much age is left, but they are actually forcing my children, your children, to follow bullshit equipment or bullshit instructions. I'm sorry for my language. So this has to be really taken a very highlighted concern that they do things perfect or they should not do anything. Okay. Occupational health and safety rules, again, you can see that we have Shromo Karma Mantranalaya, okay? It's labor ministries. They put the instruction for safety, okay? What type of safety has to be in the industries or the factories. On the left side, you can see these are the rules in details. You have this screen now, you can see later, no issue. On the right side, Ko and Ko, okay, Mali means Shangoton, Shamiti, Bhumika, Daityaban. So they have mixed honor of the facilities. They have mixed association. Come on, association, they do not have industry. So how you can, what you want from them? They have to be actually different from each other. The classification is different, activities are different. If you want to instruct association, okay, instruct separately. But for facility owner or industry owner, they have to be separate instructions or rules or whatever you can say. The most interesting part of this in this act or rules, nowhere it is mentioned where they have to use or to produce safety procedures. Nowhere. This is why the accident happening in the industry, because they don't have safety procedure. Why they don't have safety procedure? Because our government did not ask them to produce. So is it clear now that why our industry is having incident? They might have a nice fire extinguisher, nice color firefighting equipment and other things, but they don't have a safety program. Can you imagine that a country is running with the instructions and the rules and a law where it is not mandating a facility should have their safety procedures and applicable safety procedures? Okay, it's very surprising. And also another interesting part you can see in the right side, the general accident prevention inspection guide. So I just wanted to highlight one. I'm having hundreds of thousands of comments on that. I even have visited their office. I requested a very, big fellow. I requested him that please, this your documents is not appropriate. Your documents is actually misleading. Like as you can see here, ঝুঁকি নিয়ন্ত্রণ ধাপসমূহ, risk control hierarchy. Come on, I mean, when the risk is coming, after the hazards, actually this is a hazard control hierarchy, not the risk control hierarchy. They actually, they damaged everything, okay? This is not a risk control hierarchy. See, this is the one, okay? According to the NIOSH hierarchy of control. And it is what it's saying. Okay, elimination. First things, the physical remove the hazard. It is not telling remove the risk. It is telling the hazard. And then again, substitution, replace the hazard. Hazard. Engineering controls, isolate people from the hazard. So, I mean, who is the smart people here? They are actually, they change everything. I mean, I'm really, I don't know if they are over smart or they are more educated or they are more expert than people surrounding the world. If they don't have people, we can help them. I have also offered my help. They are not taking it. Okay, it is up to them. Anyway, observation 3. As you can see, the incident happened in fire incident in a TK group, superboard factory. As you can see that the portable pump, fire pump has been lowered down to water surface of a river to lift the water, because the current portable fire pumps are maybe incapable of water lifting and suction from the elevated stage about 20 feet or 25 feet. As you can see, two pictures on the left side, people are standing, and a fellow here, it is good that his face is not there, so I'm not actually violating anything. I'm not showing his face. And left side is fire pumps, portable fire pumps. It's just about the water, and a man is operating, so they're pumping water. And on the right side, you can see that, okay, we are having a river, a trillion, maybe a million cubic meters of water is available, but unfortunately, our nice industry is burning because there is no water to extinguish. I mean, this river is standing. I mean, this scenario is painful. When you see, okay, Sometimes our fire brigade goes some places where they don't have water source and other things. Those are okay, they don't have it, so they can, what they can do, we understand. But here there is a river and the fire is burning. And it takes actually 5 days to extinguish. Like here, 2013 সালে এই কারখানার আগুন নেভাতে সময় লেগেছিল 5 দিন। কে বলছে? সময় টিভি। Okay, and this is it. Okay. So this is not to, I mean, challenge anyone. This is just to highlight, okay, how they can improve or where there are the issues. Okay. So output capacities. Now I'm just displaying a specification part where it is mentioned output capacity minimum 300 GPM or 1300 liters at 6 bars, whatever they require. As per the European standard EN 14466 for portable firefighting centrifugal pumps, an absolute minimum capacity recognized nominal out pressure. And if you refer to this link below, where you will have the information, required information. If you want to download, you need to pay, and then you can read what they require or what has to be followed for a fire pump, portable fire pump. And then the highlighted portion here, this is most actually, I mean, as concern, I will consider it is a concern. The specification specified manufacturer standard. Again, they have asked for manufacturer standard, not product standard. Please note, okay, manufacturer standard, which is a ISO. Okay, manufacturer standard is ISO. No BS, ASTM, CE, EN, NAPA, DIN, or anybody in the whole world, nobody is actually certifying manufacturer standard. They are certifying product. Okay, so what the entity is requesting, manufacturer standard. So they are actually not requesting, they are not mentioning EN 14466. As I mentioned, portable fire pump, there is no standard in the whole world, only this EN 14466. So the standard, it must be meeting with this if you consider that you are having a standard product. Otherwise, you can have only the product, and if it is not meeting with EN standard, that's it. God will help you. By the way, these all things are there. Then observation 4, as you can see, Bongo Bazar fire happened. The entire Bongo Bazar is gone. On the left side, there are a series of pumps where it was actually fixed on a pond in order to pump the water from the ponds to the Bongo Bazar firefighting. If that pump, each of them would have been supplied 2,000 liters per minute, it should have been totally 24,000 liters per minute of water to fight the Bongo Bazar fire. But unfortunately, the pump they have used, they are traditionals. They do not have capacities to run 1 kilometer or more than a kilometers, because it will not go for the priming, or maybe they have something, but it will not go in an unnominal pressures. So there will be a huge friction loss, okay? Huge friction loss, and some point the priming will fail. Some point the pumps will fail the priming, and suction discharge cannot be continued, delivered sufficient amount of water. So this is what it happened actually, what we understand from outside. We are not in their shoes, or we are not in their field. They knows better, of course, but because we do not have like oxygen meetings or other things, so we don't know what's happened inside totally. But this is what we feel, that they didn't have proper water management system, so they could have been reached or pump a huge number of water to extinguish. But there are the timing also is issues. Bangabazar was full of combustible materials. That has to be also understood. It is not totally on fire department. The type of material which is there, those are combustible and fast burning, and or it is burning together. Combustible material is very crazy when they are burning together. They are even sometimes we consider they are violent than flammable materials, because flammable material is a violent, yes, but they run or they burn faster. But combustible material burn slower. This is why the intensity of the heat and the intensity of distribution of area effect is far greater than the flammable content. So yes, there are a lot of challenges why it happened. We are not just telling that if they have a good fire pump, they could have been extinguished. No, it's not like that. There is so many other reasons involved. As I mentioned, it was there is no passage, because Bangabazar, we know that they did not even left 2 feet between shops to shops. There is when people are walking, nobody can walk without dashing or without touching the body of others. So it's a very congested. So it was not actually followed by any rules, and city corporations, they were there, government people are there. This is where this is a practice, because if we go and talk to them, they will say, oh, it is a dense population. So if someone is actually blaming the dense population, what they actually suggest, they want us to kill them. Okay, they want us to poison them, so the dense population will be reduced so they can do their work. So it is actually, they are just shifting the blame. Anyway, for more than 6 years now, I'm telling them that there are innovative portable fire pump which is featured with a primingless water suction, 30 feet or 10-meter water suction capability, horizontal or vertical means, work with any kind of water. That's mean if it is a sludgy water also, it can be pulled. Not that dirty water, sea water, any kind of water it can pull. There are no pump in the whole world can do all these things. Okay, that's very simple. Capable to supply water up to 3.6 kilometers. There is a pump, and that can discharge water up to 3.6 kilometers. So Puran Dhaka te jodi agun lage, we do not have water on exist these that. Yeah, Puran Dhaka is just near to the Buriganga River. Okay, what is the distance? Maybe 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer, whatever. So if they have 10 pumps, they are easily to penetrate this. But existing pump, they don't have the capacities. It is also run with a less fuel consumption. It's only 4 liters per hour fuel consumptions, 20-liter tanks, many more options. But unfortunately, I'm failing to convince them yet. So I'm not giving the entity who is I'm convincing or I'm telling, but I'm telling. Okay. Observations 5. Again, it is a painful scenario. Shuganda River, it's an incident on December 24, 2001. At around 3 a.m., a blazing fire on AMB Avijan 10 launches on Shuganda River near Jhalkati, Sadar Upazila. Complete destruction caused for not having proper fire suppression system. Why? it's a very painful findings. I have actually, on a request of individual, a superior who was in the positions, I have visited the area, I have gone through the investigation, and my findings was crazy. The land, the inland shipping law and rule for a fire protection system in the shipping are not matching with IMO or International Maritime Organization or SOLAS. Can you imagine that we are telling that we are internationally, we are a country of we are a country or member country of a United Nations. If you know that we are a member country of United Nations, that's mean all the mandates of United Nations we are abide to follow. When it is for aviation, it is a specific. When it is for waterland or waterline, then IMO and SOLAS has to be followed, which is an international maritime treaty that state minimum safety standard for construction, equipment, and operation of merchant ships. The convention require a signatory flag state to ensure that ships flags by them comply with at least this standard. Bangladesh is one of the flag states that is having international maritime treaty, but in practically no Nirapatta Prashashan, no Parivahan Adhidaptar, law and rules are not up to the marks, which is severe administrative safety failure. This is what my findings, and these are the evidence, what my findings. So I have collected the procedures. This procedures is written by individuals, and he is a retired fellow. And these documents, they consider it is the valid document. I mean, I'm an author of book, okay, and I gave it to a government entity, and they are selling it for 600 taka, and I'm still getting money from that 600 taka, and they are using this book for their standard. What a joke, okay? So it suggests the pump সকল হাইড্রেন্ট কমপক্ষে 2 বার প্রেসার ন্যূনতম চাপ রাখিতে হইবে 2 বার প্রেসার. Now the funny part, many ships are contained with a sprinkler system, fire sprinkler system. You know, the sprinkler system require minimum 6 bar pressure to activate. Okay, minimum 6 bar pressure is required to activate the sprinkler. So, but the standard says they require a pump or hydrant system 2 bar pressure. So that's mean they don't have a standard. And then again it says the pump should have ঘন্টায় 10 ঘনমিটার. I said hydrant pressure minimum 2 bar, and fire pump capacity is 10 cubic meter per hour, which is 24.9 GPM or 94.6 liter. 94 liter water. How the fire will be extinguished? How? I mean, what is the expert opinion in that? Okay. And their hoses, what is the standard required? If this is what is their standard standard for maritime or inlet maritime applications, and it is not clearly mentioned what hose, what is the standard, what is the strength, what is the material, nothing mentioned. Also same for the nozzle, discharge nozzle also. So there are a lot of things is there, as you can see. This is evident. Again, here I just wanted to emphasize that for maritime applications subject to international regulations such as commercial vessels under SOLAS rule, specific smaller vessels standard like USGC 46 CFR 28820, an independent emergency portable fire pump must have minimum capacity of at least 25 cubic meter per hour, which is a 50 GPM. Okay, 50 GPM. So at least a pressure of not less than this, and a pound square feet, a 4 bar. Okay, we know that 4 bar sprinkler will not work. So not every ships are having a sprinkler. A ships which is having the sprinkler, the 4 bar will not work. They must go beyond that. So it is again, there are links which is attached. So we really have to work in many areas that there are gaps and there are problems left. Observation 5, water pump. Water pump for ARFF. ARFF stands for Aircraft Rescue Firefighting Vehicle. You remember that Milestone school were hit by the fighter jet landed there, where they should have been used aircraft rescue firefighting vehicle to utilize the foam suppression and other things, or fire suppression, because the jet fuel is a very intense heat, and no other different type of firefighting vehicle or other equipment will work there. But unfortunately, we have not seen the ARFF on Milestone School. I don't know why, but this is what it is, the fact. It depends on a materials pumps that meeting with a world-class standard, but not mentioned safety, performance, and testing certificate for the pump. What they have mentioned here, the water pump made by the manufacturer or tenderer. Who is the tenderer in Bangladesh who can make the fire pump? I mean, I don't understand that. This is the aviation field. The specifications is clearly mentioned here. Manufacturer or tenderer has to make the fire pump, and this is a joke. That's it. So it is important for fire equipment with no certification is not at all logical. They're asking for a very important vehicle, and they're not asking for a certificate for pump. They're not even asking for certificate for the vehicle. I mean, the entire document, I have the document with me, entire document where it is mentioned. Yeah, they require flashlight, for example, according to that standard. They require tire according to that standard. Those things are mentioned, yes. But they did not ask an overall, the fire or ARFF has to be complied with this standard, and the certificate and other relevant documents has to be provided. Nowhere it is mentioned. So if you defined or if you describe weak, then you will get the weak. And if you think they are painted nice equipment, no, there maybe there are deficiency and we don't know. But expert like us, we will know that what is happening inside. Observation 6 and assorted, like fire hose again. An entity requested fire hose has to be made of synthetic rubber. Synthetic, it means is artificial. Synthetic means artificial, not natural. So if you are defining synthetic, that means you are asking them to give you the substandard items directly. Yeah, synthetic rubber fire hose are available. It is permitted, but their lifespan is very short. Okay, their life span, shelf life is very short because these synthetic materials will deteriorate faster. But if it is a natural rubber, it's meeting with the specific integrity and the requirement of process and manufacturing, that will the shelf life is bigger. So the fire hose standard as per EN 14540. What they mentioned, the working pressure 12 bar. It is a standard says 12 bar. Then standard says test pressure TP 24 bar. Again, the standard says brush pressure is 48 bar. But The gentleman who specified fire hose, as you can see, it is saying the working pressure minimum 18 kg per square centimeter means 17.6 bar working pressure. So he is far better than the EN 14540, or I don't know from where he invented this. Okay, and also surprisingly, it is again fire hose mentioned 75 feet, which is a totally substandard, because if you have a fire hose 75 feet, you cannot do the friction loss calculation. Because when you do the friction loss calculation, either you do a length of hose on 50 feet or 100 feet. That means each 50 feet, there are specific calculations. As you can see, the list here on the left, the size of the hose, gallon per minute, and it is pressure loss per 100 feet. It is not for 75 feet. It is 100 feet or 150 feet or 150 feet, 200 feet, 250 feet, something like that. I mean, multiplying by 50, 50, 50. So if you do not have that, that's mean you cannot do, you require a calculator. Yes, it is not that you cannot do that, you require a calculator. Now you are in an emergency, I'm an incident commander, or someone is a firefighter, I'm giving the radio message. Okay, apply the water, for example, this volume. Okay, how I will do the calculation of a friction loss? I have to give him the instruction. I need the water in that area, let's say 500 liter per minute or 2000 liter per minute. How? You think that, okay, you have a portable pump, which is capable of 2000 liter per minute, and you have 75 feet, 75 feet, 75 feet hoses. You are lost. You don't know what is the length you have. And how you will do the calculation? How you do the PDP calculation or PDB calculations? You cannot do that. It's not possible. You require a calculator or a computer, so that will give you the micro level as centimeters, or okay, these calculation, you do that. Nobody is free. In a fire scenario, you are not free. You have to be very specific with a standard, so that you will follow that, and then recognized calculations can be achieved. Then again, that fire hose must be mating with a 12 kg without coupling. But when you receive the fire hose, they are actually attached with the coupling. So how will do the measuring? How we will do the, okay, why you have to mention that hose weight 12 kg without coupling? Okay, if they are meeting with EN standard 14540, they are mandatory meeting with all requirement. Why you have to mention the weight? I mean, I don't understand. Okay, but complete delivery of a hose of couplings. So there are something that according to the standard NEPA 1961 or EN 14540, the fire hose should be either 50 feet or 100 feet long. The firefighter or fire commander can calculate friction loss very quickly by hose diameter and length of 50 or 100. Very, very specific. Once again, it is a nozzle.
Yeah, Mr. Faisal?
Yes.
Yes, apologies to interrupt you. It is almost 1 hour and 10 minutes time.
Mm-hmm.
So how
We're
long
very
it can
close.
be? Yeah, okay.
Oh, we're very close. We are very close. Okay, here nozzle again. When you are buying a nozzle, it has to be first identified. It is for classification, class 1 area or for class 2 area. First things, if it is for class 1 area, it will require minimum 250 GPM or 946 liter per minute as per standard. Or if it is for class 2 area, then it requires 379 liter, which is a less. Or you can put a 400 or 500. So it will not go for a class 1. So if you do not have handheld nozzle with that capacity, it means you do not have equipment for class 1 firefighting zone. And what is a class 1 firefighting zone? Fire people, they know it is a different discussion. So remember that if you want to achieve a momentum, mass, and velocity requirement, it is always has to be go through the standard, the specific standard. So you will have, you will achieve this requirement and fulfilled by. This is another nozzle that are very familiar in Bangladesh. I'm very sorry to see this because the fire nozzle having this type of tips, okay, which is normally a fire nozzle having a 12 mm outlet, but inlet is around 2.5 inch, which is a 63.5 mm. So when you are putting water in this facility, what is finding? A nozzle consists of 12 mm diameter orifice can pass roughly 40 to 68 liter water per minute. So what type of fire you can extinguish with this? This is the first question. Okay. Yes, if you put a high pressure on this, it may roughly go to 115 liter per minute. Or let's say it is 200 liter per minute. Okay. Even at 200 liter, what the standard says in an NFPA and other standard says, the nozzle rating shall be expressed and a rate of discharge at rated pressure 60 GPM, which is 100 PSI, 225 liter per minute at 6.9 bar, which is a 7 bar. A minimum intake inland handful, which is 380 liter, or less aggressive fire for a less aggressive. If it is a higher aggressive, then you require 567.8 liter. So for an aggressive fire. So this type of nozzle is actually if we see that fire application or firefighting, if there are fire and they try to extinguish and they fail, they call fire service because of this substandard equipment. I can consider. And these equipments are used by one entity only. What is the important things here? This vehicle have this specification has like that, consists of 1800 liter water tank, but having a discharge nozzle with 2500 capacity, 2500 liter per minute at 10 bar. So your tank is 1800 liter and your discharge nozzle is 2500 liter capacity. Is it is an engineering calculation or not? I'm leaving to you. Then again, fire trucks has defined the tank of the fire tank. It is also not mentioning proper that extra strength is steel, like iron combined carbon. So yes, in the specification it's saying extra strength steel plate. It is like it's a carbon. It's a iron. It's not a stainless steel or galvanized steel or a special coated. Inherently buffled means as a switch protection of a surge or dynamic movement in the tank, waves, surge, and turbulence control in the vehicle. So thickness of buffled are not mentioned in this specification. What is the thickness of buffled plates? The manufacturer has to put there, whether it is 3 mm, 2 mm, 1 mm, or 5 mm, it is not mentioned. So if you are not asking, they will not give. They will give anything and then later on it will be damaged and that's it, you are falling. Then external corrosion resistance coating also is not demanded. Internal tank or buffle coated or a glass reinforced plastic, which is called GRP or fiberglass, then corrosion resistance are also not mentioned. So I'm defining equipments and it is not actually as per the standard. The NFPA is clearly mentioned. The water tank clause, all water tanks shall be constructed in non-corrosive materials or other materials that are protected against corrosion and deterioration. So non-corrosive material is what type of iron? I mean, carbon steel are in the world that will not be corrosive. So The standard says non-corrosive material has to be used, but specification said iron. Okay. Then again, monitor is for a ground monitors. Okay, it says 1200 to 24 liter has to be served, but it's again there are issue with the. It's not actually like that. The ground monitor tips better the automatic flow than or setting adjustable type because of unmanned operation. Sometimes a ground monitor actually require an unmanned. You activate that and then leave. It is not handheld fire attack line or fire hose or fire nozzle that you are holding it on your hand. So most of the time that you leave it activated and leave it. So when you do that, it's require a specific criteria. It should have automatic shut off if it is twisting. It should not go hit near left and right. It should not dunce. Okay, and there are so many other requirements is there. So they're actually normally produced in two categories: 500 to 2,000 liter per minute, or 500 to 4,500 liter per minute. These are the ground monitor tips, nozzle tips. So a stack bore also is there, and this is a different scenarios which needs to be also considered, but it was none. Breathing air compressor entity as mentioned, all this nicely, very good, but they forgot most important part. As per OSHA, they mandated especially engine operated compressor. If you are using it for a diving place or a ship or remote area where you require to fill your SCBA or diving suits or diving cylinders, diving equipment, then if it is a combustible engine is along with that to operate the compressor, it must contain with a CO monitor, or must be there as a CO monitor under this standard. But technical specs did not mention that. Gas detector calibration kits, for example, any gas detector or multi-gas detectors people are using, according to Safety Equipment Association and under the duty clause, OSHA is not actually mandating something. They're recommending what to follow. Manufacturer standard and International Safety Equipment Association. And NC is mandating what is the interval of a testing and calibration. NAPA also is mandating what is the interval of calibration and other things. So why I know these things, as earlier we have mentioned, I'm an authorized gas tester, and I also have visited German, and I learned how to do the calibrations, what are the internal integrities, what is actually the calibration equipment means and how they are operating, what is the pump test when it is required, and other things. So POGI checks is another very, very important things that people are using SCBA, and unfortunately they do not have POGI checks of their equipment. POGI checks are flu testing approved by SCBA and testing of NFPA and NIOSH as per their software or mandates, and how they will do the functional test for annual purpose. The POGI checks evaluate the operational fitness of the SCBA through the dynamic testing and functional checks against the performance criteria designed by the manufacturers to meet NIOSH and NFPA requirements. So critical safety observation, the functional checks and performance assurance services of SCBA against the standard are not followed by any entity in Bangladesh. I'm challenging it, I'm telling it, because I do not see or I do not know any service provider who have the POGI check equipment in Bangladesh. It means gambling with the life of firefighters. Who is using the SCBA? Firefighters. And who is the people are inducing this? Decision makers. And they do not have program for annual service criteria. They do not know what is the flu functional test of the SCBA. Once it is purchased and they are just refilling the air, and there is no AQT test, air quality test, maybe, or definitely there is no POGI checks. there is no fit test, so on. So this is very dangerous equipment. People died because of that. And I have seen firefighters, they use SCBA, and after short while they come out and they are deeply breathing. They're fast breathing. Of course, they have a breathing deficiency while using the SCBA. It's supposed not to be like that. Why it is called positive pressure? SCBA are actually called positive pressure. Negative pressure is that what we are breathing. In the nose, we inhale and we exhale. This is from the negative pressure. But it is slightly higher than the negative atmospheric pressure. It means it is more than 14.5 psi. 14.5 psi is atmospheric pressure, and SCBA are designed to pressurize a little bit higher so the human can inhale properly. Okay, but if it is if the flue function is difficult or suffocated internally, you don't have a POSICHECKS report, you don't have a service report, you don't know what the mechanism, how this is internally functioning, and you are asking firefighter to use it and they go and do the firefighting, they're risking, it is a gambling. I mean, I'm sorry to say that. Okay, and this is why I put a little emoji here. It's a mind-blowing activities. Okay. Again, the firefighting suits, as we can see that manufacturer did not, entity did not mention the firefighting suit has to be certified with a specific standard. Again, they ask for manufacturer standard. Okay. And this is a carabiner. Fall protection carabiners or anchors are supposed to be minimum braking load rated on 25 kilonewton to 30 kilonewton, which is stating on the carabiners. And for a rescue carabiner or anchor, it has to be minimum 40 and above, 40 to 49 kilonewton, which you can see 8,000, almost 9,000 to 11,000 pound resistance abilities. Because firefighters or rescuers, they carry themselves and they also carry victim. So there will be double body weight. But for single body weight, 25 is enough. So many people, they are using 25 kilonewton, means for a rescue, they are just, again, I'll consider it is, they are again gambling with their self. And firefighting foam, as you can see that there was a specification with a signature. I do not want to disclose the name of the entity. Who knows, they knows. It is says 6.5 to 7.5 pH rate. It is a safest chemical or safest foam in the world. Okay. It is not acidic or nor it is alkaline. So it is not alkaline, it is not acidic. Then this is a perfectly approved. It is mentioned the item has to be PFS free and other environmental friendly integrated. And what is, it is clearly mentioned. Manufacturer standard is also clearly mentioned. An approval listing and safety standard for the item. So FMEUL NFPA or TSEN 15684, whatever it is applicable, use. And then when the foam will arrive in Bangladesh, then they have to send to the science laboratory or BEAWorld or anybody for them to test and give the result for final entity to accept. But unfortunately, they are still using the old one where there is no PFS free, pH value is not mentioned, and what they are buying, it is totally contained with carcinogenic element. Okay. My mysterious reason of approval of specs was never been used in a tender purchase. Through it describes the required standard. Selecting performance and testing was not as per the environment firefighting of a foam. which is a PFS free or free of carcinogenic. But instead of safe product, they still produce products which are having PFS. That means it is having a carcinogenic element. So the entity what they are currently using firefighting foam is having cancer or cancer cause element in that. Firefighting foam, again, it is see, it is from entity disclosing. It is from the Navy. Okay, they have clearly mentioned. Okay, their pH value is even little higher than the other entity what is mentioned and approved. Okay, here it is 6.5 and 8.5, and there it was 7.5. So it is less alkaline, and it is also saying that AFFF biodegradable, environmental friendly, PFS and other things are free. So yes, so great reflecting questions. Okay, prescribing this life of a Navy personnel are costlier than the firefighters. I'm really very sorry for that. If the Navy individuals who they less firefighting, maybe once in a while, but our other fire people are fighting daily and they are exposed to a carcinogenic element. I feel very sorry for them. Okay, according to the National Center for Biological Information, National Laboratory of Medicine, firefighters faces 9% higher risk of a cancer diagnosis and 14% higher risk of a cancer death than the general public, with a cancer causing roughly 66% of inline duty death. That's mean when you go to the duty exposed with the carcinogenic elements, and then you get a cancer, and then you get you are having a fatalities of a firefighter. This is a true conditions. So remember, the firefighters are actually not machine. This is a Terminator 2. I have taken this picture. So don't make firefighter hero like this machine. Okay. Yes, we are firefighters are hero. Yes, they are challenged. They know, they have knowledge, their courage, they have dedication, everything. But don't give them tools with a bad conditions. Okay, don't give them tools which is not good, and it will affect them. Okay. Okay. Remember, when the technical committee poses a lack of proper skills and training inabilities, and technical poor tools, gears, substandard equipment, emergency operation fail, responder waste precious times, make dangerous mistakes, and put lives at risk instead of fixing prices. We have seen a lot of firefighters. I mean, in our country, there are people, firefighters lose their life. There are reasons behind, of course. Okay. A wrong care. Rescue makes a tactical error and worsen the injuries or incidents. And then substandard. How substandard equipment cause the failure? Cheap or old model gear break down or ineffective during the heavy firefighting use. Delay work. Substandard gear slow down the rescue time and causing the total failure. Rescue or danger. Substandard gear exposes the responder to a same hazard at the victim. So the victim you are going to save, what danger he had exposed at the same level that you were exposed. Very specific. So how to fix these issues? Arrange a better training program for technical committee and initiate equipment technical specification. Upgrade strategies ASAP as soon as possible. Summary. Congratulations, you have now completed the discussion, witness existing safety concern. So the discussion objects are now, as we can see, what we learned. The conclusion of this discussion, you will be able to explain the different conditions, activities that are causing safety failure, describe what you should look for when performing technical specification committee to define safety and fire equipment, identify those conditions that require the consideration of mechanical criteria and standards, guidelines that be adhered to. Okay, now the floor is yours, question is yours. I'm done. Thank you for listening, and pardon me for going a little bit longer, because the opportunities do not give us time to sit together all the time. And this information are very, very important, I feel, to share. It is, as I mentioned earlier, that in my discrimination, that it is not to blame anybody. Okay, we believe that when we raise the questions, it is just to highlight the concern, not to blame anyone. So do not take any personally. I apologize for any inconvenience that might have been caused. And thank you very much for your understanding. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faisal, for that highly informative and thoughtful presentation. I believe everyone participating today has gained a much deeper understanding of the relationship between equipment capability, emergency preparedness, responder safety, and successful incident management. Now I would like to invite Engineer Ahmed Hussain Chaudhuri to deliver a short speech before we start the question and answer session. I think Engineer Ahmed Hussain is not here, so we can move to question and answer session. Dear audience, please raise your hand, and Mr. Ahmed Hossain Chaudhuri, yes, please. Mr. Ahmed Hossain Chaudhuri, are you? Can you listen us? Yes, please. Raise your question if. We cannot hear you. Maybe you're muted.
Okay, yeah, I believe there is some problem from Engineer Ahmed Hossain Chaudhuri. You can go for the next question here. And I believe chat box, there is a several questions. And then we can come back, Engineer Ahmed Hossain Chaudhuri.
Mr. Jamilur Rahman asked, how can fire safety management be effectively integrated with environmental management system, EMS?
Well, thank you very much for asking these questions. Environmental management and fire protection systems integrated through the PSM program. If your facility follow OSH program, Occupational Safety and Health, Occupational Safety and Health program is actually to protect employees, not the facilities, not the environment. So you will not get any guidance, or you will not get any specific idea how you will integrate. So if you want to integrate an environment with your fire system or safety system, then process safety management, there are 14 elements in which one element is for fire protections, how you will adopt them, how will integrate them. It is clearly mentioned. So there are noise. Oh my God. Okay, I hope you got the answer that if you want to integrate both environment and fire protection system, it has to go through the PSM program. You can also ask for a consultant who is relevant in this field. They can help you to develop a specific procedures and training required, and put you in a perfect shape. It will be very hard for individuals to do that. And in my experience, that when I was in a Tronox, in a Crystal, then when we promote to a Tronox, then American company, they want us to follow the PSM, and we adopted the PSM, and we had gone through the intense program. It's a lot of upgrade, lot of training, a lot of certifications, and many work. So it was a very specific, which you cannot find in OSH. It must be go through the PSM. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There is another question, Mr. Tarekul Bashar Shahid. He asks that in the context of Bangladesh, rapidly growing industrial sector, where fire hazard and safety compliance remain critical challenge, how can organization overcome the cost-driven practice of purchasing substandard emergency response equipment without compromising international safety standards?
Well, thank you very much. This individual who had asked, I hope that you are very serious to develop and promote and practice. It's not just asking a question for, it is actually to believe and adopt in a life cycle. I wish that you will have the proper implementations. If you want to actually implement that, as I mentioned, the first things you have to produce a safety procedure for your company. Ask yourself genuinely, the facility that you are working, you might have inspection list of your fire extinguishers. I have a doubt. I don't know your facility, but I have a doubt. And in that doubt says that you do not have procedure for fire extinguisher in your facility. So if you do not have procedures, you know how dangerous you are in the strip. You have the reliable equipment, you feel it is reliable, you do only inspection, but what is the criteria of hydro pressure test? What is the intervals of inspection? What is the visual inspection intervals? What is the mechanical inspection intervals? There are a lot of things is there, and procedure will give you those all information. 1 page or 10 ticks, okay, checklist, maybe 10 or 12 points. Equipment free of obstruction, yes. Clean, yes. That is not enough. I have not seen any facilities so far that they have a safety procedures on fire extinguishers. So genuinely speaking, if you do not have a safety procedure in your facility, then it is very hard. Your substandard equipment, your strength of knowledge, and you are a Superman. It will not work. That's it. Very simple. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Some of the audience member may have missed part of today's presentation, but don't worry. The complete session will be uploaded to YouTube, so you will have opportunity to watch this again at your convenience. No issue. Dear audience, do you have any other question? Please raise your hand and our Mr. Faisal Ahmed will answer it. Once again, Mr. Ahmed Chaudhary, please.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম সবাইকে, আমাকে শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আপনারা?
জি, এবার আপনি ক্লিয়ার। Thank you very much.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Faisal, for this beautiful presentation. And we understand that you are the quite professional, and the way actually you present, we are amazed. We are thankful to you. My question, actually, as a professional, do you have any suggestion or any advice for our young engineers who want to make their profession in the safety as a safety officer or safety professional, any certification, international certification, which is we can the who are interested can take it online or training or something. Because actually I am involved with this EAB Abu Dhabi, Engineers and Architect Abu Dhabi, from the beginning. And we just work a lot actually for the professional development for new engineers. And currently here, there's my younger brother, there's the Iskandar is here. He's our actually coordinator for this, to arrange the training or certification for our young engineers. So if you suggest some certification, maybe Iskandar can communicate with you and we get benefit out of your experience. Actually, I want to finish my talk also with this because I don't want to come again and waste the time for the people. And actually, being in the Middle East, I'm 30 years in the Middle East. Before I work in the Bangladesh Power Development Board, I am from Kuwait. I'm electrical engineer by profession. I'm working the power transmission here in Abu Dhabi for the last 30 years. That is actually for the Iskandar for Reja. See, that day, just I want to share my experience. That few days before, actually, the guy, actually, Indian engineer, yeah, young engineer, actually, he's just recently joined here with our company, and he came here. I just asked him how he came here. I mean, how he got appointed. He told the simplest, he applied in the online, and his profession, his experience match. That took the interview online and sent appointment letter, and he's here. So the Reja, being actually it is BEAWorld, I think we can explore more here. So the people who are in basically actually the Bangladesh, we are lots of experienced engineers searching for job and searching for their professional development. I think if we find some, if you do one or two presentation concentrating on the Middle East job search and all, and we train the people actually as the requirement here, as you know, actually we are many years here. So I think it will be beneficial for our people who are many are searching for the job or jobless engineers, very talented engineer in the Bangladesh. I mean, I think we can work here, and we'll work combinedly as BEAWorld and EAB. ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে, ধন্যবাদ Mr. Faisal Kabar. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your compliments and for your question. It is my pleasure that what you have mentioned. I will disclose a secret now. You said that you've been in Middle East or in Dubai for 30 years. Let me tell you how people can enter in Aramco, how they can enter in refineries. There is a simple way. Young engineers, they can obtain LCP, Life Critical Procedure Training. And this Life Critical Procedure Training content of 7 or 8 packages of learning skills on specific area like a confined space, working at height, lifting and bringing, then hot work, and then this type of all critical permit required activities in the industry. See, when I was in the industry working, we were always preferring, if someone came and tell me that I'm having a NIBUSH certified IGC, this and that, okay, what else? I have OSHA certified 30 hours, this, that, what else? I have this certificate, that certificate, IOS certificate. Believe me, all this certificate, all this learning, they will not teach this LCP. life critical procedures. So what you want an individual in your facilities who knows the job, who knows the safety of the current activities. Let's say he's a laborer, okay, and you want him to dig a channel. So he should know the excavation safety. He should know confined space safety. He should know work permit requirement safety. So you can offer, okay, I really salute you that you have a very noble idea. And yes, in Bangladesh, if you ask for any training companies, I'm sure, and I can challenge anybody that they don't have idea what is LCP requirement and how that has to be designed, what is the training content and how they have to take their exams and other things. Because IGC, NEBOSH, IOSH, whatever it is, I have not gone through the NEBOSH. I write somebody passed. Okay, I never even read their books. Their answers is in my mind. So whatever the answer comes, okay, I just said, okay, answer this, and he got, or he or she, someone, or some of my friend colleagues, they always come, okay, I need your help. You are the books, come and sit. So open book exams and other things. But I was never interested with those because they will tell you what to do, but they will never tell you how to do. Okay, please remember, IOSH, NEBOSH, whatever. Okay, all these things, all this standard, people are thinking if you have those certification, you are a master. No, we will consider he is a zero. I have seen a lot of this people, they come, I mean, they are showing me maybe 20 certificates. And I ask one question, he is dead. Okay, so yes, we can produce people here. We can go through, we can offer them with our strength, with our collaborations. And yes, definitely we can make our people for our country and for others. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear audience. Dear audience, do you have any question? Although you can raise your hand. I think we can take one more question, last question, if you have. And if you don't have any question, we can conclude this session.
But I have one question for open people. I mean, if you are allowing me.
Yeah, please.
Okay. My question is in this. Okay. Insight. As you can see, it is clearly showing something here. Okay. What is the difference between explosion in this? Either it is a deflagration or detonation. Why? Do you remember the BM container depot incidents at Chittagong where a group of firefighters lost their lives by the explosion? What we see, explosion. Okay, what type of explosion that was? Is it deflagration or detonation? If anyone to answer that. If not, then I will definitely disclose what is the answer. Among you, from the attendants, anyone, if you wish to answer, I will appreciate that.
Dear audience, can anyone, it is an interactive session now. So dear, I would like to raise hand from audience if anyone want to say about it.
Okay, I think there is no one. Mr. Abdul Rahman wants to say something?
Mr. Abdul Rahman, if you want to say anything, please
open your mic. You open your mic and speak. Maybe he's not audible. Okay. Not to go furthermore, let me tell you this. When you have seen incident happen in VM container, it was not a detonation. Okay, it was a deflagration. Why it was a deflagration? Because the wave, when that the container blew up, you would have been seen videos that it is like a air force was pushing everything on the top. If it is a detonation, you would have been seen a fire in front. The difference between deflagration and detonation is if a flame or fire in front of a waves, that is a detonation. If the fire or a flame is behind, that's mean the air pressure, the wave is in front, that is a deflagration. So deflagration and detonation both are danger, but when we do have the calculation, what type of item can make the detonation and what type of item can make the deflagration. This is why we need to have a training. I am a certified hazmat certified technician level 2. I know the behavior of the chemicals, how they behave, what type of, but I don't remember everything. I'm not an angel. I'm not a computer. Sometimes I forget. So what I do, if I go to respond anywhere and what type of material is there, I take emergency response book, guidebook, and then I proceed there. I try to communicate what type of material is there, try to explore, and then I calculate the fire scene, and I know what type of material is there, and it will create deflagration or detonation, or it will be violent fire, or it is slow fire, or whatever. So if I'm an incident commander, I should do all this calculation. Okay. Now, there's another questions. As you can see, there are two pictures. Okay, one triangle with a fire, another one without fire. Okay, what is the difference between these two? One with a fire scene and one without fire scene. And let me tell you, gentlemen, if you open your mouth, you will learn more.
I think the without fire means the oxygen level is not that much, so that's why the fire is not happening, maybe.
Thank you. Appreciate your contribution. Is there anybody else? Okay, if there are nobody, then let me tell you that a triangle with a fire and triangle without fire, it means the scene before fire and after fire. Triangle with a fire actually is not anymore triangle, it is a tetrahedron. It must be a tetrahedron because there are chain reactions. So there are four things happening. It's oxygen is there, heat is there, fuel is there, and the chain reaction continues. This is why there is a fire. But oxygen, heat, and fuel, there is no fire scene. It means there is no fire. But how the fire is actually igniting? How the fire is actually igniting? If this triangle is complete, there will be fire. I repeat, if the triangle of these three elements, oxygen, heat, and fuel, there will be fire or not?
If it to occur the fire means to have this chemical reaction, all these things has to be at a certain level, then there will be fire, I think.
Anyone else? Anyone else wants to say something? I'm telling you, gentlemen, this, many people, we know fire triangle, fire, these, that, but you will know just after 1 minute, you will know something different, you will stone it. So I'm asking if there are any participants to say something. I think there is no one. Okay, under the triangle, what you see? Exothermic and endothermic. You know, exothermic and endothermic. Okay, those who don't know exothermic and endothermic, they don't know fire. This is what my opinion. Those who don't know the exothermic process and endothermic, how these things are working, they don't know fire. Those who don't know how exothermic is initiated or initiating or it is influencing, they don't know fire. Those who don't know the endothermic, how the actions, what is the behavior, how it will work, what is the process, they don't know fire. Okay, why I'm saying that? Exothermic is a reaction process of a chemical. Okay, chemical reactions. So heat will be produced by the chemical interactions or chemical reactions. So you don't require additional heat. Okay, like methane gas, they do not require additional heat if it is in a certain volume. If it is a less volume, then you require a lighter or you require ignitions. So this process, the exothermic, is very clear. Exothermic generate heats and giving heat. Remember that? Exothermic generate heats and giving the heat. Endothermic is receiving the heat. So the material that you want to ignite, let's say you want to ignite a paper or wood or anything, that is a material. Or let's say a fuel, petrol, gas, anything. If you want to ignite that materials, that's when it has to receive the heat. If you bring bricks or a stone, is it going to receive the heat? Yes, it will receive the heat, but there is no flash point. A flash point, maybe there is no flash point for bricks or a stone. Okay, because if you heat up a huge heat, okay, it will just become, it will just crack and it will destroy. But there will be no ignition for a bricks and a stone. But if it is a other material, hydrocarbon or combustible material, flammable materials, those things will absorb the heat, and when it reach to the flash point, then there will be ignition. So please remember, exothermic and endothermic. Without the process of exothermic and endothermic process, there will be no fire. This triangle is not super information. Yeah, it is elementary information. But you need to, if you are dealing with a fire, you need information like a science. You know, you need information like a scientist, because fire is a science. If you want to understand the fire, you have to know the science. If you just know the fire triangle and you think that you are expert, then I'm sorry for that. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Ashraful, for your contributions. And whoever is not participated, I also thank you, because you have benefited by listening. You did not depart it from the program, so I also thank you for that. There are huge knowledge, and we are available. I am available. You can reach at any time. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can we conclude this session, Mr.?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to conclusion today's session, I would like to sincerely thank Mr. Faisal Ahmed for sharing his extensive knowledge, professional experience, and practical insight with us. Today's discussion reminds us for very fundamental principle. Emergency response is not the time to discover whether our equipment is capable of doing its job. Preparedness must happen before the emergency. Safety is a professional responsibility and organizational culture, and ultimately a commitment to protecting human life. Thank you everyone for your valuable presentation. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Faisal Ahmed, for excellent session. I wish you all a safe, healthy, and successful journey ahead. Stay safe, stay prepared. Good night, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.